The focus for Ruben Amorim of Manchester United this summer has been installing a new culture at the club. Now, we've heard it all before. We've seen it all fail before. And United know that. That's why the Alejandro Garnacho situation is about far more than just money. And I want to explain why it is so significant when it comes to both the short term and the long term at this football club for Ruben Amorim and what follows him. So this Alejandro Garnacho situation has kind of dragged all summer long. He's been digging his heels in. He wants Chelsea. Chelsea won't pay up what United want. But I think the whole transfer has the ability to have ripple effects at United that I want to explain in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. How much do you think Garnacho actually gets sold for? And do you think there really is any chance that he could stay at the club in the shadows? All right. Before I get into this, I want to say a big shout out to Legend London because they're sponsoring this video. And this is the second time I've worked with them over the last couple of years. I'm wearing one of their tees now and you can see the fit. It's really nice and snug on the neck and on the arms, but really nice and loose here. I've struggled to find t-shirts that have that fit. I can only speak from my own experience. So I'm really happy to do this partnership with them again because I've been wearing their clothes for a couple of years, ever since they sponsored United People's TV a couple of years ago. Genuinely good clothes. The link is in the description. Check it out. As I said, the t-shirts fit really nice. The overshirts, there's a couple there as well. Really smart. And again, the fit and the quality is lovely. So I'm really happy to do this integration because I think the clothes they do, pretty damn decent. But let's speak about the main man himself and let's speak about Alejandro Garnacho because when it comes to cultural change, right, I think you get exhausted if you heard me speaking about the need for a new culture at Manchester United because you look at all these different managers, all the different managerial styles, all the different attempts at cultural change. They've all tried and none have worked. And you talk about what Ruben Amorim has been doing this summer. And a big focus has been on this cultural shift. Okay, the bomb squad as it's called. Really annoying it's just got it. No, just players he doesn't want. But Ruben Amorim's been speaking about it all summer. The pre-season was positive. What can they do against Arsenal? Well, I don't know. How about look like a completely bloody different team? It felt like, oh, okay, that's the consequence of all the graft and the work that's been going in during the summer, in the off-season, about this cultural change and shift. And when it comes to Garnacho, I think out of any potential exit from the club this summer, it feels like this is the one that's going to have the biggest impact in terms of ripple effects. And that's what I wanted to explain. Now, we know exactly what Garnacho wants, right? He's wanted Chelsea all summer long. He's even pushed away bloody Bayern Munich, which blows my mind in terms of advice for Garnacho. He wants Chelsea. And Chelsea want to pay 25 mil. And honestly, I had to belly laugh when I saw this. And I heard that Chelsea wanted to pay 25 for Garnacho in a summer where I don't even need to run through all the different examples you know from Madueke to it. I'm not going to do it. There is so much evidence that confirms Manchester United's valuation of 50 mil for Garnacho. And it's kind of like, it's what it feels like at the moment. It's a game of chicken between Garnacho and United. And that's why I think it's so important that United win this situation. All right? Because Garnacho and his agents are reporting this to Fabrizio Romano, right?
And for Garnacho, it's really easy. Or he goes to Chelsea, or he stays at Man United out of the squad. So that remains the case. Garnacho is not scared about that, and
he's not scared about that. Righty-ho. So that's the word that we're hearing from Garnacho's camp. Oh, I'm not scared if United were to completely put me in the shadows for a year. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, that's kind of easier said than done. No, yeah. I think right now it's easy for you to say that, Garnacho. It's easy for his agents to say that because they want to try and force this deal through. They want to try and force United to accept 25 mil. So that's what I mean. This is not about money. I mean, the money helps, right? And it's a fair valuation. It's not as if United are asking for a lot of money. I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's just the way the transfers go. This is about United putting a marker in the sand saying it doesn't matter what you tell Fabrizio. It doesn't matter what your agents tell anybody about you not being scared. You can sit in the shadows. You're happy to not go. You will not get us to accept a low ball offer. And United can afford to make an example out of Garnacho in ways that they couldn't with other players. Marcus Rashford, if Manchester United got to a standoff and a stalemate with Rashford and who he wanted to join, and we said, no, he can just kind of stay in the shadows. I don't think we could have afforded to do that, but it would have been foolish to have a player on around about 300 grand a week just training on his own at the club. That is a lot of wasted money. And the exact same thing goes for Sancho. So the compromise on the Rashford situation was that he went out on loan instead of getting cash in. The compromise on Sancho, feels like United might have to pay out maybe on a subsidising his wages just to get him gone, or maybe a slight payoff in terms of the money that Chelsea gave us for not bringing him in on obligation. I don't know what it is, but it feels like they could do that. But with Garnacho, you've got an academy product that has no negative effect on PSR, that is on somewhere in the region of 50 to 100 grand a week, which, geez, for us regular folk is a lot, but in terms of footballers, it's the lower end of the earning scale. And in terms of the percentages of United's wage bill, significantly less than anything Sancho or Rashford could and would be. So with Garnacho, the club has the ability, in my opinion, to really make an example of him. To say, right, so you're not scared of sitting in the shadows at this football club for a year? Well, we'll do exactly that then. They can afford to make sure that they follow through and they don't bend to player power. And that's what this is. And we go back to the beginning here and we speak about the cultural shift and everything that's been attempted before when it comes to all the managers who have fallen out with various players and they've never really had the support structure above them. But right now, we do have the support structure above Ruben Amorim, who from the top down is changing the club in every detail. He's now got the support of the people above him when he's trying to implement these things. He's got the support of the people above him to bring in new players who have a different approach and culture and attitude towards football and attitude towards being a Manchester United player. And you've got a player in Garnacho who, look, Ruben Amorim dropped him from his team last season. Then he came back into the team after City. And there was once when he sat next to him in the press conference. That's how much that he had impressed Amorim. And then you know what happened after that. The relationship got broken after the Europa League final. But United cannot, because I saw it, there was in the live chat this morning on the show, saying, Sam, look, just accept whatever Chelsea give us because it's more important that he leaves and he goes. And I fundamentally disagree with that. United need to make an example of Garnacho. And if that means that he does sit in the shadows and Chelsea have to wait until the summer, or Garnacho waits and he misses the World Cup and he misses an entire year of football, that's your choice, dude. You made that choice. Because Chelsea, you're not getting him for 25 mil. And Garnacho, if you're really going to turn away Bayern Munich for Chelsea, then you better make sure that they are serious about offering the right money, because the club will not accept a low ball offer. And this is the cultural shift and change because of the ripple effect that it would have on United's transfers in the future. I know it's tough to sell this summer, but if we just accept a low ball for Garnacho just to get rid of him, it changes nothing in the long term, even if it helps us in the short term. Just my opinion on it. All right, and I'm really interested to know where you're all standing this. I said this before, earlier this summer, that I wanted United to make an example out of Garnacho, and I stand by what I said.